a bustling city in modern day with a mix of corporate skyscrapers and suburban neighborhoods. The story begins in a small but well-kept apartment on the outskirts of the city. The feeling of a quiet life contrasted by an underlying tension is prevalent. Aidan Hunt is a bright and idealistic 28-year-old lawyer who recently graduated from law school. He is passionate about justice, fairness, and the truth, having grown up in a family of lawyers. He inherited a strong moral compass from his mother, Sarah. Aidan is still relatively new to the corporate world, eager to make his mark. Sarah Hunt, Aidan's mother, in her early 50s, once a highly respected lawyer at a prestigious law firm. Due to a betrayal orchestrated by her former mentor, Lucas Westbrook, Sarah was accused of misconduct in a major case, leading to the collapse of her career. Despite the years of heartache, she still carries wisdom and experience, but is emotionally scarred by her fall from grace. Lucas Westbrook, a powerful, suave, and manipulative corporate CEO in his late 50s. Lucas has an impeccable reputation in the business world and a strong network of influence. He was once Sarah's mentor, but after a series of personal and professional manipulations, he betrayed her trust, resulting in her public disgrace. To this day, he holds immense power and his secrets could shatter lives. Aidan is introduced as a promising young lawyer, fresh out of law school and eager to right the wrongs in the world. He has always admired his mother, Sarah, but has never fully understood the weight of the betrayal she experienced years ago, which cost her everything. Despite the fall from grace, Sarah has always told Aidan to seek the truth, a principle that Aidan holds dear in his quest for justice. Sarah has kept her past hidden from Aidan to protect him, but it's clear that her career was derailed by forces beyond her control. For years, she has tried to rebuild a quiet life, working as a legal consultant for smaller firms. However, her former mentor, Lucas Westbrook, remains at the helm of a vast business empire and a symbol of the corporate world Aidan hopes to navigate. Little does Aidan know, Lucas's empire holds dark secrets. Secrets that could destroy everything his mother has rebuilt and expose the betrayal that has haunted her for years. The stage is set for Aidan to uncover the truth about his mother's past and the corporate corruption that continues to thrive under Lucas's leadership. The introduction foreshadows the personal battle Aidan will face as he starts to uncover the buried secrets and the consequences of seeking justice. Aidan's discovery begins when he stumbles upon a set of old, hidden documents while reviewing some case files in his office. The papers suggest that his mother's downfall was not just an isolated incident, but part of a larger, carefully orchestrated plan by Lucas Westbrook. As he connects the dots, Aidan realizes that his mother's career was destroyed by the very man she trusted most. This realization shakes him to the core, but also sparks a determination to bring justice to light. While Aidan confronts his inner turmoil, Sarah becomes increasingly distressed at the possibility of Aidan uncovering the truth. She pleads with him to drop the investigation, fearing the personal costs it may have on their family. However, Aidan refuses to back down, driven by a sense of justice and a desire to clear his mother's name. As Aidan digs deeper, the more he uncovers a world of corruption, manipulation, and deceit. Lucas's company, once admired for its success, is built on a foundation of lies, and Aidan sees firsthand how far Lucas is willing to go to keep his secrets buried. Aidan's quest for the truth forces him to question everything he thought he knew about loyalty, family, and the lengths people will go for power. As Aidan battles the corporation's vast resources, he begins to feel the weight of the fight. His own reputation is at risk, and he faces threats from within his own firm, as many of his colleagues are complicit in Lucas's dealings. Aidan is torn between his loyalty to his mother, his desire for justice, and his growing realization that this fight might cost him his career. Meanwhile, Sarah, seeing her son's resolve, reluctantly admits that she has been protecting him from the truth for too long. She reveals more about the betrayal, explaining how Lucas manipulated the legal system, destroyed her career, and used her as a pawn in his rise to power. Sarah's words are filled with anger and pain, but also with a deep sense of regret that she never fought back harder against Lucas's manipulation. As the stakes continue to rise, Aidan feels a growing sense of isolation. The people he once trusted begin to turn against him, and he is forced to confront the painful truth that his own father had been complicit in his mother's downfall, acting out of fear and a desire to protect his own career. The revelation leaves Aidan devastated, further fueling his need for revenge and justice. In the midst of his personal struggles, Aidan makes a decision that will change the course of his journey. He will take down Lucas, not for personal gain, but to expose the truth. With the support of a few loyal allies, Aidan begins building his case against Lucas, working tirelessly to gather evidence and testimony that will bring the corporate giant to its knees. Aidan's determination only grows as the walls around him close in. He knows that his career, and perhaps his future, is on the line, but the thought of seeing his mother's name cleared and exposing the corruption that has controlled their lives is worth the sacrifice. The day of the court hearing arrives, and Aidan steps into the courtroom with the weight of everything on his shoulders. As he presents the evidence, he faces intense opposition from Lucas's legal team, who are relentless in their attempts to discredit him. But Aidan refuses to back down, knowing that the truth is on his side. The tension in the courtroom is palpable as the battle for justice unfolds. In a dramatic moment, Aidan confronts Lucas directly, demanding that he admit the truth about the conspiracy that destroyed Sarah's career. Lucas, who once held all the power, now faces the reality of his actions. The court rules in Aidan's favor, and Lucas's empire begins to crumble. The victory is bittersweet for Aidan, as he realizes that the fight for justice came at a great personal cost. While his mother's name is cleared, the scars of betrayal will never fully fade. However, Aidan's resilience and determination to uncover the truth have led to a hard-won justice, proving that the pursuit of truth is worth any sacrifice. In the end, Aidan decides to leave the corporate law world, choosing to follow his own path of fighting for justice on his terms. He realizes that the true legacy he wishes to create is one of integrity and honor, built not on power but on the unwavering belief that truth, no matter how painful, is always worth fighting for. Aidan's decision to leave the corporate world is not without its challenges. He faces uncertainty about his future, as his reputation is forever intertwined with the case against Lucas. But with his mother by his side and the lessons learned from the fight for justice, Aidan embarks on a new chapter in his life. He starts a small, independent law firm dedicated to fighting corporate corruption and standing up for the underdog, people who have been wronged by those in power. Sarah, who has found some peace now that her name has been cleared, becomes Aidan's trusted advisor and source of wisdom as they navigate this new path together. Over time, Aidan's small firm begins to grow. His reputation as a fighter for justice and integrity spreads, and soon he is approached by clients who have faced corporate manipulation, just like his mother. Each case Aidan takes on reinforces his belief that the pursuit of truth and justice is worth every sacrifice. He begins to realize that while the personal toll of his fight for justice was immense, the rewards of helping those who have been wronged are more than enough to justify the journey. Sarah too finds a sense of closure. Though the wounds of the past will never fully heal, she begins to rebuild her career on her terms, taking on legal consulting projects and using her experience to guide others who have faced similar challenges. While she may never regain the prestige she once had, she now knows that her worth is not defined by her past or the betrayal she endured. Aidan's path is not easy, and the shadow of Lucas Westbrook still looms over him. Despite his victory, Lucas's influence continues to ripple through the business world. Aidan's firm faces constant challenges, but each victory, no matter how small, reinforces his resolve to continue his work. He becomes a symbol of resilience, someone who fought the system not for wealth or fame, but for the simple truth that justice should prevail. In the final moments of the story, Aidan reflects on everything he has lost and gained. He stands in front of a courtroom, not as the young idealist who first started his career, but as a man who has been tested and has emerged stronger. He knows the battle for justice is never truly over. It's an ongoing fight that requires constant vigilance. But with the lessons of the past guiding him, he is ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. The journey has shaped him into a man who understands the true value of integrity, the cost of personal betrayal, and the unyielding power of the truth. As Aidan walks out of the courtroom for the final time in this chapter of his life, he looks up at the sky, a sense of peace settling within him. He has found his own path, one that is no longer dictated by the corrupt world of corporate law or the influence of men like Lucas. It is a path he has chosen for himself, rooted in the belief that justice, no matter how difficult, is always worth the fight. And with that, Aidan's journey continues, his heart resolute and his purpose clear, to fight for the truth, to stand for what is right, and to ensure that no one is left behind in the pursuit of justice. As Aidan's law firm flourishes, he begins to make a lasting impact on the legal community. His cases gain traction, and more people who've been victims of corporate fraud and abuse reach out for help. His practice becomes a beacon for those who have nowhere else to turn. In every case, Aidan uses the lessons learned from his fight with Lucas, making sure his clients know that their voices matter and that the pursuit of justice is more important than the personal costs involved. However, just as Aidan is finding a sense of purpose, new challenges arise. Lucas Westbrook, who has been watching Aidan's rise from the shadows, begins to reassert his power in the corporate world. Aidan learns that Lucas is trying to rebuild his empire through illegal means, manipulating both the financial markets and the legal system. Despite the obstacles, Aidan remains undeterred. The fight for justice is far from over, and this new battle presents an even greater challenge than the last. Aidan decides to confront Lucas once more. This time, however, he isn't just trying to expose a corporate conspiracy. He is standing up against a man who tried to destroy his family, his reputation, and his mother's life. The stakes are much higher. Aidan begins to gather a team of like-minded individuals who are equally committed to dismantling Lucas's corrupt empire. Together they start collecting evidence, pulling strings, and exposing a network of financial crimes that Lucas has built over the years. Aidan knows this will be his most challenging fight yet, and the pressure mounts as Lucas's legal team works tirelessly to stop them at every turn. Aidan and his team face constant threats, both physical and professional, but their commitment to justice remains unwavering. As the case progresses, it becomes clear that Lucas is more ruthless than Aidan anticipated. He tries to destroy Aidan's credibility, attempting to discredit him by exposing personal details of his life. But Aidan is resolute. He's learned that fighting for truth comes at a cost, and he is prepared to pay whatever price is necessary. Sarah, seeing the toll this battle is taking on her son, insists on helping him however she can. Although she is now physically weaker, her sharp legal mind is as strong as ever. Together they unearth more evidence that connects Lucas's actions to a massive web of corruption, fraud, and manipulation. Sarah's involvement is crucial not just for her expertise, but also for the emotional support she provides Aidan as he faces the most difficult moments of his life. Eventually, the case reaches its climax. Aidan is able to bring Lucas's fraudulent practices into the light. The public scandal rocks the corporate world, leading to a wave of investigations, legal actions, and corporate reforms. Lucas's power is shattered and the truth prevails. However, Aidan knows that the victory is bittersweet. The fight has taken a toll on him and his family. While he has achieved his goal, clearing his mother's name and exposing the corporate corruption that nearly destroyed her, he realizes that justice is not always as satisfying as he imagined. The personal cost of this battle, on his family, his career, and his sense of peace, remains significant. Yet he takes comfort in knowing that his pursuit of the truth has led to a broader change in the legal system. In the final moments of the story, Aidan sits with Sarah at their small office. The two share a quiet moment of reflection. Aidan looks out the window, knowing that the journey for truth and justice never truly ends. It's a never-ending process filled with battles and challenges, but it is one that he is committed to. He looks at his mother, seeing her not as the woman scarred by betrayal, but as the woman who has endured and triumphed. She taught him the most important lesson of all, that the pursuit of justice is a lifelong commitment, one that requires both courage and sacrifice. As Aidan takes his place as a respected legal advocate for the oppressed, he understands the legacy of resilience and truth that his mother has passed on to him. The past may be full of pain and betrayal, but it has shaped him into someone who will never back down, no matter the odds. As he steps into the future, Aidan knows that the fight for justice will continue, and he is ready to face whatever comes next. As Aidan continues to build his reputation as a champion for justice, he realizes that while he has made a difference in his small corner of the world, the larger fight is far from over. The victory over Lucas Westbrook may have been a pivotal moment, but Aidan knows that the systems of corruption and abuse that Lucas represented are not isolated cases. They are deeply woven into the fabric of the corporate and legal systems. With each success in his practice, Aidan becomes more committed to exposing the systemic problems that allow powerful individuals like Lucas to operate with impunity. Aidan's firm becomes known for taking on high-stakes cases that many other firms would refuse. He continues to work with his team, who share his passion for justice, but they too are becoming weary. They're constantly up against deep-pocketed clients, ruthless corporations, and a justice system that often seems more interested in maintaining the status quo than delivering true fairness. But Aidan's resilience continues to fuel his work. He often reflects on the lessons his mother taught him, that justice isn't just about winning cases, but about never compromising on what is right, no matter the personal cost. As Aidan's profile grows, so does the pressure. He faces mounting challenges both professionally and personally. He's often forced to make difficult choices, balancing the demands of his growing business with his personal life. The stress begins to take its toll on his health, and he finds himself facing burnout. Yet every time he feels himself faltering, he remembers his mother's journey and the strength she displayed in the face of adversity. In a pivotal moment, Aidan is approached by a powerful politician who offers to back his firm financially in exchange for Aidan's help in covering up a corruption scandal involving a major corporation. The offer is tempting: financial security for his firm and the opportunity to expand, but Aidan immediately recognizes it as a test of his principles. In that moment, Aidan makes the decision that will define his career. He refuses to compromise his values for personal gain. He publicly exposes the politician's corruption, risking his firm's reputation in the process. It is a defining moment, not just for Aidan, but for the legal field as a whole. Aidan's stance earns him both respect and enemies. The political fallout is swift, and Aidan faces attempts to discredit him from all sides. His firm is targeted, and his clients are pressured to abandon him. Yet, in the midst of the struggle, Aidan begins to see the fruits of his decision. More individuals who have been wronged by the system come forward, seeking his help. His firm, once small and relatively unknown, grows into a symbol of resistance against corruption and injustice. As Aidan and his team take on more cases, the landscape begins to change. His unwavering commitment to justice inspires others in the legal community to follow his example. Slowly but surely, Aidan sees that his fight for truth is having a ripple effect, one that challenges the very systems of power that have perpetuated corruption for so long. In the final moments of the story, Aidan reflects on his journey. He has faced betrayal, fought for justice, and sacrificed much along the way. But he has never wavered from his belief in the power of truth and the importance of standing up for what is right. As he stands before a courtroom one last time, ready to fight for a final case that will expose a deep-seated corporate conspiracy, Aidan realizes that the pursuit of justice is not a destination. It is a lifelong journey. He looks to the future with renewed determination, knowing that there will always be more work to do, more battles to fight, but with the unshakable belief that truth and justice will always prevail, no matter the obstacles. And so, Aidan's story continues as he takes on the corrupt systems of power and fights for a future where justice is not just an ideal, but a reality for all. As Aidan continues his relentless pursuit of justice, he faces an increasingly complex web of corporate malfeasance, political corruption, and social inequality. Despite the growing support for his cause, the forces against him become more organized and the risks escalate. His once small law firm has now become a target, and Aidan finds himself navigating an ever-shifting landscape of legal battles, media scrutiny, and personal sacrifices. His mother, Sarah, who has always been a source of wisdom and emotional strength, begins to show signs of aging and health decline. The toll of their years of fighting, both physically and emotionally, leaves Sarah vulnerable, and Aidan realizes that he cannot carry the weight of their mission alone. As Sarah's health worsens, Aidan faces a new internal battle. His loyalty to his mother, whose strength and resilience were the foundation of his own journey, and his unwavering commitment to the causes he believes in. He knows that he cannot afford to let her down, but the pressure to continue his work in the face of mounting obstacles only grows stronger. In one of the most challenging cases of his career, Aidan faces off against a global conglomerate accused of environmental destruction and labor abuses. The case, which promises to expose a chain of corruption that spans continents, becomes the pinnacle of Aidan's career. However, the stakes are even higher than before. The corporation has vast resources and their legal team is ruthless. They attempt to discredit Aidan by digging into his personal life, targeting his mother's past struggles, and painting him as a reckless idealist. Aidan's emotional resilience is pushed to the limit as his personal life and professional integrity are called into question. He faces media smear campaigns, public pressure, and legal traps designed to crush him. In a moment of reflection, Aidan begins to question whether his quest for justice is truly worth the sacrifices it has demanded. At his lowest point, Sarah, though frail and weakened, gives him a powerful reminder of their shared mission. "Justice is never easy, Aidan," she says, her voice filled with the same resolve that guided him all these years. "But it is the only thing that gives meaning to all that we've lost." This conversation reignites Aidan's purpose. He realizes that he's not just fighting for victory in a courtroom, but for something much greater. A world where truth and integrity can stand against the forces of greed and corruption. With this renewed determination, Aidan faces the final leg of the battle. The case culminates in a dramatic courtroom showdown where Aidan, having fought through endless challenges, presents irrefutable evidence of the corporation's widespread abuses. The emotional weight of the case is palpable as Aidan not only fights for the people affected by the corporation's actions, but also for his own legacy and his mother's place in history. As the verdict is announced, Aidan's unwavering pursuit of justice prevails. The corporation is held accountable for its crimes, and the case becomes a landmark decision that sparks international reforms. The victory is sweet, but it is also tempered by the realization that the fight is far from over. The systems of power that allow such abuses to occur are still in place, and Aidan knows that his work is just beginning. In the final moments of the story, Aidan stands outside the courtroom, his face tired but resolute. The weight of the battle is heavy on his shoulders, but there's a quiet satisfaction in knowing that he has done what he set out to do: stand up for the truth, no matter the cost. As he walks away, hand in hand with his mother, who has seen him through every trial, Aidan realizes that while the fight for justice is never easy, it is the only path worth walking. The future may hold more challenges, but Aidan has learned that with resilience, integrity, and a commitment to truth, even the greatest obstacles can be overcome. And though the journey ahead is uncertain, Aidan now understands that it's not the victories or defeats that define him, but the courage to continue fighting for what is right. The battle for justice is endless, but it is a fight he is ready to face, one step at a time. As Aidan walks away from the courtroom, a quiet weight settles in his heart. The victory, though hard-earned, is bittersweet. The fight for justice has cost him dearly, his personal life, his health, and his peace of mind. Yet, there is something profoundly fulfilling in knowing that he has held on to his integrity, that his pursuit of truth has made a real difference. He looks at Sarah, his mother, who has supported him through every challenge, every setback, and he sees in her eyes not just the woman who raised him, but the warrior who taught him that justice is more than just a concept. It is a calling. The case that marked the peak of Aidan's career also marks a turning point. It forces him to recognize that while individual battles can be won, the war against systemic corruption and injustice is unending. But for the first time, Aidan feels a deep sense of clarity. The world may be flawed, and the fight for justice will never truly be finished, but each victory, no matter how small, builds towards a larger change. As he and Sarah walk out of the courthouse together, they know that while their path has been filled with pain and sacrifice, it has also been paved with resilience, love, and unwavering commitment to doing what is right. In the final scenes, Aidan takes a step back from the courtroom, choosing to focus more on mentoring younger lawyers, teaching them the importance of integrity and truth. He establishes a scholarship program in his mother's name, a tribute to her strength and resilience, helping students from disadvantaged backgrounds who aspire to fight for justice. As the story draws to a close, Aidan reflects on the journey he's traveled. He has learned the hard truth that justice is not easily obtained. It is often obscured by power, greed, and deceit. Yet, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, he has found strength in his purpose and in his unshakable belief that the truth is always worth fighting for. The pursuit of justice is a journey filled with obstacles, sacrifices, and personal cost, but integrity, resilience, and a commitment to truth will always guide those who choose to stand for what is right. No matter how powerful the forces against you may seem, the truth will ultimately prevail. And in the process, it will change not only the world around you, but also transform you into the person you were always meant to be. The battle for justice is endless, but it is a fight worth engaging in, one step at a time.